Welcome back, friends, and Happy New Year. I hope yours involved rest, peace, and maybe a little bit of emotional support champagne. Personally, I was thrilled to see 2025 disappear in my rearview mirror like I was in a getaway car fleeing a scene. Every year around this time, I like to take a step back and take stock of what worked, what didn't, and then set intentional goals for the new year ahead. Not some vague new year, new me energy, but things that are actually attainable and won't leave me emotionally exhausted by February. So today, we're doing a full 2025 wrap-up. The good, the bad, the why did I think that was a good idea? And then I'll walk you through how I'm approaching goals for 2026 in a way that does not rely on delusion or toxic positivity. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the 2025 wrap-up, the receipts. Our best-selling physical products of the year will surprise absolutely no one, including me. Number 1 was the Midsummer Night Dreams candle. Number 2 was a luxurious relaxation candle. And number 3 was Wish and Itch Wood Bug Spray. My all-natural bug spray. It was the first product I made. It is wonderful and excellent. You should try it, especially if you're allergic to mosquitoes like I am. Some things are classics for a reason, and apparently 2025 was not the year that we reinvented that wheel. These have all been my top sellers for several years, year over year. Our best-selling digital/crossover product was hands down Flame and Flower. Our monthly candle subscription, online candle magic course, and ritual group. If you're new here, every month you get a candle delivered to your doorstep, access to our full candle magic course, Illuminating Intention, and a genuinely supportive ritual community. If you've been on the fence, this is me gently nudging you to get off the fence. All right, our best events of 2025 were the Columbus Summer Wine Fest and the Noctera's Moth Market. I scaled back heavily this year doing in-person markets and events for a number of reasons. Both of these were excellent reminders that leaving the house is occasionally worth it. Our most viewed videos of 2025 were Samhain Rituals for Beginner Witches. Number 2 is the Christian a U.S. Nation? This was my Establishment Clause video from the Knowledge is Power series. And number 3 was America's Holy Wars, also from the Knowledge is Power series. This is my deep dive on the Free Exercise Clause in the First Amendment, and I think it's worth a watch. The Knowledge and Power series really took a lot out of me and served as a helpful reminder of why I chose not to practice law. But given the unprecedented times that we're in and living through, I think it's still important to work. So if you haven't seen it, go back, watch it again. A lot of them are really long, but there's a lot of material that I covered. That series was so draining though. So on to the personal side of 2025. This year was a full roller coaster, both personally and professionally. My kid graduated high school. That's awesome. They officially became an adult. Also awesome. I learned how to play guitar. I scaled back outdoor events, as we just discussed. I left Etsy, and I navigated grief. Both the familiar kind and the kind that sneaks up on you sideways and wrecks your entire world. Like when I lost my cat Cleo in November, I'm still not super comfortable talking about it because it just hurts so much. Mostly though, 2025 was about survival. And while that's not glamorous, it is honest. So let's get into what worked in 2025. I didn't set explicit goals for Gin and Tonic in 2025. That was intentional at the beginning of this time last year. My main objectives were as personal as they were professional. Get my kid graduated, maintain some level of sanity, and survive unprecedented economic insecurity. And technically, mission accomplished. So Gin and Tonic survived 2025, but barely. I'm still in business. I'd like to stay that way, at least long enough to see my 10-year anniversary in 2028. Limping towards the finish line every year is not an effective or sustainable long-term strategy. And that's kind of what it feels like I've been doing for the last couple of years. One major win, though. I put my Etsy shop on vacation mode over the summer, and I haven't looked back. Around the same time, I joined Little Blue Cart, a shopping platform for progressive businesses. And that actually moved the needle in a meaningful way. I may return to Etsy someday, but let's just say I have some opinions about some of their business practices this last year. Another thing that worked, YouTube. Hey friends. I made a conscious effort to show up more here, starting with DIY workshops and then shifting my focus back to candles over bath and body. And in September, I committed to doing weekly videos. Here we are. Hey. Nothing went viral. No one handed me a gold play button. But growth happened. The slow, sustainable kind. And I've learned that YouTube and Pinterest are both slow burns, unlike Instagram or TikTok, which favor instant gratification and their own algorithms. So what didn't work in 2025? Holy crap, Meta was not it. Advertising there resulted in thousands of dollars spent, and the kind of silence that makes you question all of your life choices. Except for the spam bots that threaten empty promises to take down your page for copyright violations. If you've ever received these messages, know that these are indeed spam and they are not genuine, even though they seem like it. Instagram reach also dropped significantly towards the end of the year, and I stopped posting as religiously as I had been for years prior. The result? My mental health was better off for it, and my reach couldn't have gotten any worse anyway. Threads, weirdly, has been a quiet little engine kind of humming away in the background. I have more followers than I do on most other platforms, even though I don't really understand how to use a Twitter-style app without feeling like I walked into the wrong room. I know, I'm old. So, our 2026 goals with intention. I don't really do New Year's resolutions. I set goals for the year. Actionable, break it down into steps kind of goals. Because shooting for the moon in one giant leap usually ends up in massive burnout and a February identity crisis. You may have noticed that I recently cut several inches off of my hair. That was done intentionally and ritualistically. As I sat in the stylist's chair, I envisioned 2025 being cut away. Snip. There went negative self-worth and imposter syndrome. Snip. Grief over losing my Clio. Snip. The burnout of running a one-woman business. Honestly, highly recommend. 2026 business goals. In 2026, I plan to streamline some products. More candles, less bath and body. Creating those products really no longer brings me that much joy, and frankly, people aren't splurging on self-care the way that they used to. My business brain approves this decision. Making more candles, especially funny and political themed ones, and expanding price points and scent options because variety is fun. You may see the return of favorites like Childless Cat Lady, JD Vance's Couch, or other new stuff. You may also see new lines like inspired by moon phases or zodiac signs or other witchy themes that I find delightful. Marketing and time management. Two skills I was aggressively bad at this year, if I'm being honest. Having a plan is objectively better than winging it and hoping for the best. That is not an effective business strategy. Period. Hands down. That's pretty much it for 2025. Thanks for being here. I am so glad that we made it through 2025 together. If you want to follow along on my 2026 journey, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Next week, we'll be discussing some easy rituals for Imbolc, especially for beginner witches. As always, every accusation is a confession, free Palestine, protect the First Amendment, and do not let up on the Epstein files. As horrifying as they are, survivors deserve justice.